Good morning, guys. So if you wanted to go short with Bitcoin and you went short with us, the market did really do well during the night. So I tried to time the short a little tighter. Frustratingly so on the 15-minute, I didn't quite manage to get that tight short entry that I'm looking for. But on the higher time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, this short does look like it's poised for another attempt during the run of the day, meaning that we can go make that higher high, complete the bull trap around this area, and then see the market come back down and test these areas down here. The weekly time frame still kind of suggests, if I go to the weekly, that there is a little hesitation and that these candles, let me just quickly hide the setups because there's a lot of stuff happening on this chart. I'm just going to take all this away. So the weekly still kind of suggests that the market could potentially just go and visit a low again, because that doesn't really scream reversal just yet. So the short play is still the better play in my opinion. Okay, the trend, from a trend line perspective, we're at the highs, so it's like this. But remember, the trend is always going to be organic. It's an idea, it's a feeling, it's an unrealized, or it's an unconscious, unconscious happening in the market because of everybody's actions. So it's trending down because everybody wants it to trend up, that kind of thing, and they're all falling over their own feet, getting stopped out. So this is still a downwards trend. Now, if I take this and I bring in the analysis that we were looking at, just straight up analysis, keep it very simple, you can see that we're still in this bearish channel and we're only in the upper end of the channel, and our RSI is pushing all-time highs again. So it means that yet again, like the last time, there's hidden bearish divergence. The market should go test some critical support ranges. Okay. And if you switch to the line tool, you can clearly see where the price has been revolving around. We've now only left that zone once. So a good test and a reaction might be that, or we might have another stab at it because that's the higher high. And at that stage, I might switch bullish again and on a larger time frame and say, okay, right, guys, let's go long again. Okay, simple as that. Now, at the moment, if you've been following the podcast and you've been following everything that I shared with this Trade for a Living stream, it's very simple setups. Wide stops, but consistently profitable gains, with the idea is to get new people, newbies, it's not hardcore traders, into trading without overwhelming them with excessive risk management and crazy stops and high leverage, because that can really screw with you. So if you've been following me in that sense, your long should still be good. And I would say at this stage, move your long to break even. So your stop on the long now needs to be reduced to break even. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that one. And the short is still going to remain unchanged. There's still room for a little higher push. And all of this is still okay, because only if we make the higher high, we delete that loved or dreaded, depends on which side of the fence you are at the moment, hidden bearish divergence. Remember, it's a continuation of trend divergence, and we are trending down. There's no denying that. Okay. Right, guys, let's go to the comments. As we see, we've got in live this morning is quiet again. It looks like the mornings are quiet. The afternoon's a little bit busier. So everybody's probably busy in their day jobs and, getting into this. So morning, Renee. Morning, Chris. If you're new, say hi. Drop me a comment. Come on, let's get the discussions going regarding BTC at this stage. Okay. And let's see. PJ02, there you go, buddy. Hi, nice to see you here as well. Thanks for joining in live. About 73 people joining in live. Peter, how many likes do we have? And in hand gestures, in fingers. I hope not just 4. Let's see. He's gonna 5, 6, 7. That's a shitty one. Okay, guys. All right. So in short, if we recap and we have a look at where we come from the last month, I've been nailing the short trades with you guys because the trend is bearish. So just remember that. As long as the trend is bearish, I know we want to, from a hodl point of view, believe that the market's going to turn and bullish, but I rather want to be wrong with one short. Okay, I'd rather be wrong with one short because this thing's active now. I can actually change the color to the body color to red now. I can rather be wrong with one short and make money on the way back down than try and be right each time and then end up getting taken out because the market is hunting the bulls. They are consistently getting squeezed out, guys. As simple as that. And that's it. That's basically there. Now, from a legacy point of view, I think there's some interesting things that we can maybe have a look at real quick. So I'm just going to quickly load the legacy markets. And hey, guess what? There's a spring sale. Up to 80% off. That's a good deal while we're on that. Some free marketing there. Let's quickly see what are they going to do. Premium is going from $50 to $32 a month. I don't do monthly, build annually. Yeah, that's normally the package I'm on. I might just go and get that. Yeah, this is the best deal. What I would say is if you're new to trading, while we're on the topic, the essential is quite nice. If you're new, be on the free plan. Don't pay for trading view at all. Okay, but later on, once you start needing a little bit more charts, different strategies, you want to compartmentalize ideas and thoughts, then the premium starts making sense. I like the premium because of the following. It's the amount of charts that I can save. That's the key. 8 charts per tab, amount of different coins I can scan at the same time, the amount of candles I can look back to. That's what I like. And that's about that. But yeah, price alerts, I used to use them a lot. Not so much so. So this was normally the reason because 100 wasn't enough. But now 100 is more than enough. Okay, simple as that. All the other tools is fine. Some of these things like time price opportunities, these kind of second-based alerts, I don't really see the need in there. So if you really need to, this is probably for the guys just trying to get into this a really good deal. And if you don't invest in your craft, you're never going to take it serious. So while we're on it, there you go. Okay. So thanks for this discount trading view, but so I'll go and have a look at that. That's not a bad deal. Let's get back to the charts while we're on this. Okay. So the Dixie is going to, I think at this stage, is gonna trick people and just push up a little bit higher. Okay, so I'm going to go take this to the daily time frame. But funny enough, I think there's a little bit of a delayed effect between the Dixie and the market because we want to see the correlation happen immediately. Dixie drops, Bitcoin pumps, okay? But Bitcoin pumped and the Dixie, Bitcoin, they all dropped and pumped almost simultaneously in the last while. So I think there's a little bit of a delayed effect because money takes time to move from all these different zones. So the fact that this is coming down means that my larger hodl bias that I think we're going to be bullish long term, it just supports that idea. And even if you're bearish, there's room because this is normally the continuation. When you have a massive sell-off, fast moves like this don't last. The market's going to find a way to get that area. And in this area, that little bit of a correction is the pressure that I'm thinking that the Bitcoin is going to push through. Is probably going to give me this. And then from that point onwards, once this Dixie starts moving down now, larger time frame, bull run, this is a bull run retrace, that could potentially then be this breakout and go to the moon, so there's a lot of confluence around those levels, and I think it's just wise to just keep an eye on that. Something else that we maybe have a look at is just see if there's any crazy news for the week, which is quite important. You don't want to trade on horrible news days. So if we look at where we are today, there's no real red folder news. Now, red folder news typically drives the markets. If something happens, you'll get shakeouts. And it's typically around that time that most traders get out of the market. So the market's very thin, the order book. So it can move violently. So just keep that in the back of your head or back of your mind. And so much so, and basically, I think the only real thing is Thursday when we're going to look at the final GDP. Those figures are going to be significant because that is going to put weight on whether the interest rates are going to come down. Remember that dreaded Fed pivot. When the interest rates comes down, the market has one last hurrah, one last big push to the upside. I've got an image of that, statistically how it works, okay? The Fed pivots, the interest rate starts going down because the GDP is maybe a little bit weaker now. That was the goal, why the interest rates went up. We wanted to bring the GDP, the GDP down. We wanted to bring inflation down. We wanted to cool the markets, okay? And once that happens, the stock market still goes ballistic, and then there's a flash crash with a recession because large players now position themselves short. And in order to do that, they need a lot of demand. They need a lot of buyers, late people, idiots, taking the position off their hands. Those guys are going to be one taking the loss so that they can get back in on the lows. And it's statistically always happened that way. Each time the Fed pivots, this is the play. So I'm rather going to stick to that and say treat the trend as if it's going to last forever, which means my larger analysis, when we talk about the larger time frame, what is going to happen with Bitcoin, big time frame. It means that the target for the bull market, and this just being yet again another deep retrace on a way to the last bull market, the end of it is only scheduled for the end of this year, which means that we could potentially see a really good April. We're in March now. I don't know. So things could really start picking up now and start moving really nicely. Okay, are we going to get $230,000 BTCs? No, I think 120 is maybe as lucky as we're going to get with this. But all of that, besides the point, this is the time I'm looking for this to build long positions with you guys on this run, to kind of TP around that area so that we can get out for the bear market. Because yes, think they can go cheap, they can go down 99%. It's simple. That's how the alts will typically move. Okay. Kubus, good morning to you. Thanks for joining for today. Options, Max Payne at 85 on the 28th of March, quarterly close. That's something that we haven't looked at actually a lot of times. And it's almost like a damned if it goes there and damned if it doesn't kind of scenario, I think, in the sense that it's the same as the CME gaps. For a lot of the times, those options and those expiries are really good. But who is taking the loss? It's the question that's hard to answer around that. Because if it's the majority taking the loss, options expiring at 85, great. But when we look at this from a volume, a pure volume point of view, who is buying here versus who is buying there? Okay, let's load all the volume. So it's going to consider, this little thing is going to consider all the volume. So the fact that the options expires there, it's not the majority losing there. It's a minority losing in a sense. So I won't necessarily use it. But if the options were expiring in 96, that would be something that I would expect the market going to grind towards. So the fact that it's kind of where it's at, maybe it's going to stay here, but it's not a lot of volume in relation to that. So, who is losing if that happens? It's a question that I kind of ask myself. And we know that market volatility in this move down, when the things were coming down, there's a lot of volatility, big players entering the market, getting positions in. So, they're comfortable. They're comfortable that way. They can. It's the weak hands that will kind of always panic out, and they buy at the top. This is the weak hands. Okay, so okay, Liesel, good morning to you. Hello, Liesel, and yeah, that's it. Okay, guys. So all things considered, we can debate these things forever. I think I made the case in point for today to keep it down, to get back to the basics of what it is we want to try and do. Is very simple. I'm just going to take away all these tabs and go back to this short. This short could potentially see another move. Something like this, or something like this, where we go make a higher high. So prepare for that. And the way you're going to do that is very simple. We're going to treat this wave as if it's a trend. Okay, bullish trend. Thank you. Good bullish trend. There we go. And we haven't broken any trend yet. And because we are in a situation where we haven't created any divergence within this wave, I'm long. There's my long setup from the morning. Frustratingly, I managed to fuck it up for myself. I did my stop somewhere wrong, and I actually got stopped out right there. I didn't, halfway through what my risk would have been. So that's why I after the stream, I'm going to drop right back into the live room with the guys, because I need to re-enter. I need to get another entry in there. But in short, there's nothing left. There's nothing telling me that this isn't possible. So I want to get the long, irrespective of the short. And the shorts stop as remaining there because that was where the risk, that was the terms of our short in the beginning in any case. So I don't care all the way there. But what I can do is I can make money if I'm wrong as well. Because it's not about being right, guys. It's about making money. It's as simple as that. So going long here is almost the counterintuitive thing. Anybody that wanted to short this bearish trend, they won't go long at resistance. And if I'm going long here and I take a little knock there, I'm fine because I've got that larger time frame play that's going to play in my hands. Okay, so you can cheat the market in that sense. So make sure to do, capitalize on that. Now, if you want to trade with me, because I'm going to hunt these trades during the run of today in the room, there's many ways you can do it, but the best way for today for you is just to go to my Discord, get a Bybit account. Okay, there's the Bybit sponsorship. There's a lot of additional deals and benefits that you're getting. Okay, all you need to do is just put your user ID in there. And if you've got an existing one, you can just transfer the KYC to a new account. It takes 5 minutes. There's already a couple of guys that did it last night. Okay? And then in addition to that, you'll be able to trade with me in the private group. Private group retails at $1,000, guys. So you can participate in some of the private events. Okay. And in addition to that, you'll also get the buddy indicator. Now, let's quickly have a look at what the buddy indicator did. Yesterday, I explained to you, as per the buddy indicator, that you need to be bullish with the buddy indicator. So you need to take the bullish setups on the buddy indicator. So it keeps it very simple. It avoids that what I need to do or what I should or could do. So if we have a look at where we are now, buddy on the 15-minute, this is where we are today. Okay. Yesterday, this is where we were today. Yesterday, 6 a.m. So let's see what the buddy gave us. Remember, once it prints the setup, it stays. There's no BS what you should have done behind the move. So it gave you a nice SO4. It gave you a nice SO3. All of those went into the entry zones. Now, there looks like there's a hell of a lot of lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to filter this per the strategy. So the SO4 looks like this. So it gave you an SO4, which didn't enter, didn't go into the buy zone. So the hope was that it was going to chop a little bit round and then go up. But it told you that there was hidden bullish divergence, because that's basically what the SO4 is, hidden bullish divergence. Okay. And then on the SO4, the momentum was bullish. So then it gave you breakout entries, SO3 entries. Okay. Which is enter around that area, and frustratingly, it stopped in. So yesterday, the buddy indicator would not have made you any money from the long setup. From this point onwards, we were turning bearish. Let's see if there's anything from a bearish point of view that the buddy indicator could have done for you. So let's have a look at the S2. I'm looking for an S2 there. There's no S2 there. So sadly, the buddy indicator, from a marketing point of view, is a piece of bubbles today. Okay, so tomorrow will probably do well. But in the end of the day, this is a tool to help you utilize and get into trading. It's simple. You don't need a paid TradingView account even to use it. Okay. And in the Discord, there is a trade guide channel. So once you have the indicator, you'll have a role that gives you permission to see this channel. It's as simple as that. And you can learn more about what it means when it colors the candles, what trades to take in what kind of environment, what strategies is made for what, because we all know that there's different market environments and each one of those needs different strategies. And there's 6 different strategies built into the buddy indicator. Okay, simple as that. Thanks so much, guys. So get your Bybit, get your stuff, and get into the Discord. I'm going to be trading live with the guys. I need to rectify my own little mistake from the morning, because now the trade is running, straight and running. Everybody in the Discord's making money except this guy who thought about the plan. Sometimes it can be really frustrating. So have a lovely day, and I'll chat to you guys later. Cheers.